Okay. Oh, I forgot to reload the game. Might as well do that. Good morning, everybody. This is Hairymuppet. Welcome back to some Factorio. Doing a very early morning stream at the moment. It is 6:30 in the morning, and yeah, took the day off work today, and going to be just doing. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing a bit too much Factorio. It's supposed to be a one day a week thing. And now I'm seriously contemplating doing two different streams today. So we may be going a little bit overboard, but we'll see how we go. We will see how we go. For now, we're going to be doing acid related stuff. But we will also be doing a couple of fixes. Where is my steel? You need to be fixed. In addition, we are also starting to become very, very low on Givelite again. Yeah, that's not looking good. And Crotinium is also looking a little bit dodgy. So we do have level 3 mining drills. So I think it's time to upgrade things to level 3 mining drills. Probably won't upgrade everything, but yeah, like Sapphirite, but Givelite definitely needs to be upgraded. Crotinium definitely needs to be upgraded. And anything that looks like this one looks okay. We're not using a ton of it, but it looks okay. Bobmonium, it's looking okay. And Rubite over here is looking okay. So we'll just leave those guys as they are. Now, speaking of ores, we did discuss last episode about how we were going to do the different acids. And I decided that we were going to make stations for hydrochloric and hydrofluoric, but nitric we didn't need to. But I just realized that for the infinite ores, they do require all the same acids. Like Rubite requires nitric, and then these other two weird ones that we just upgraded. This one requires hydrofluoric, and this one I think requires hydrochloric. Yep. So one way or another, I think I do want all of the different acids on stations. So yeah. Now we do have hack blue circuits at the top priority, because we will need them to make proper titanium and proper blah blah blah. So we will do that. So let's get hacked blue circuits out of the way. And well, let's just get hacked gold out of the way first, because that one is going to be the most painful part of the process. So if you have a look down here, gold ore. I don't think any of these give us extra access to gold ore, so okay, it'll be Rubite or Bobmonium. We're going to do Bobmonium because then we don't have to worry about the nitric acid. We can just use sulfuric acid. So it's pretty much the same process as the other one that we started to use. So yeah, Bobmonium will get us gold. So let's go ahead. And we already have Bobmonium right here. So we can do this and chuck in a thing. Yeah. 2,000 should be enough. And this whole thing is... I was about to say it's backed up, but it's not actually backed up. What are we missing here? What are we missing here? Oh my god. We have started to become backed up on crushed stone. Okay. I've been dreading this for a little while, but it has finally happened. We are fully backed up on crushed stone. And it's actually shutting down our processes. Okay. Well, we're already using 4 full red belts, and apparently that's not enough. So we are going to have to add a new station to get rid of crushed stone. Because, yeah, we're just going to have to. So, I mean, we could we could update each one of these builds individually and say, okay, here's a way for you to get rid of crushed stone. Now go forth. But that's a bit too much infrastructure because you'd have to make each one capable of getting rid of all of the crushed stone in that station, which is a lot. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to be building stuff. So we already said we're going to do hydrochloric acid here, and then we need some hydrofluoric and night. I think I'm going to start extending this base out a bit. Let's do that and that and that. And then let's do some T intersections. Like so, like so, like so. And some straight rails. And I'm just gonna do this little bit because that one station will include a radar and then we'll get huge amounts of radar coverage and then we can build the rest of the block. Okay, beautiful. So let's just build, there's no really good place to build it. This one is taken already, so let's just build it here. That should be fine. All right. Station unload. Crush stone. Okay, and we already know that this process has a priority of 10, so we're going to upgrade these four to be 20. Because it's still better to put the crushed stone over here. And then this stuff, this slag, I don't think it's even in the train network anymore, so you don't really need to worry about it. So then this one becomes a proper 10. And we're going to do the 6. Let's do 6 stations. And they're all going to be red belts. So, the best way to get rid of crushed stone is to just do this. Turn it into mineralized water. Yeah, we could turn it into stone or something like that, but whatever. Let's just do this. So water, mineralized water. And that's in a liquefier. Now we should have high-level liquefiers. Yes, we do. Beautiful. Okay. So we put a high-level liquefier down. And we crush some stone. That takes that takes 30 stone per second. So that is one full red belt done in one machine. Which is insane. Well, this is going to be a lot easier to do than I thought it would be. Okay. Goddamn trees. Well, actually, here's the interesting thing, right? We've got 0 trees in the logistics network anymore. And these guys, as you can see, they're starting to run down a bit. So we could actually just... We've done a whole lot for the robots to do, so we'll let them do that. But we can also do something like... Boom. 200,000 trees in that area. Get rid of them all. That'll give our construction bots something to do, and yeah. How much are we up to? 3.9k construction robots and 2.1k. So we've got a ton, an absolute ton of the good robots now. Okay. Alright, so we're just going to do a little build like this. I'm going to give you a water. Okay, that takes 300 per second, so definitely requires its own thing. And then that's 300 per second, which is actually too much for one clarifier. So what we're going to have to do is this, wind this back. Jesus, the trains are already coming. The trains are... It's got those inserters down quick. My God. So that is our little area, and then 10, 10, 10. Beautiful. Okay, that's all we need. We just need a little bit of power and a power pole up here and a power pole up there. All right. And that should be that. That should be 6 full belts of crushed stone, 180 per second, just blown away. So any extra crushed stone will be absolutely destroyed. And I'll really want to double check it, because I'm pretty sure these guys can do 160 per second. So 300 should be fine. I think we'll go ahead and check it out later, but yeah. Okay, let's get back to gold, because that was a bit of an annoying sidetrack, but yeah, these trains should hopefully start clearing this out soon enough. So we're going to go back over to here. We've already got this, so now we just need another one of these types of setups. And request a chest for the Bobmonium. This time getting the Bobmonium chunks. This guy is that. We're going to crystallize and get out that, and that will give us the gold ore. And then for gold ore, how do we actually make it? Alright, we're going to use the simplest approach, which is very simple actually. Ore to ingots requires chlorine gas, so we can do it over here instead. As well, I should say. Yeah, let's get a nice big... Can't get the level 4s, but we get the level 3s. And where's my... Let's get a requester chest down here as well. So you are going to be a whole bunch of gold ore. 200, let's say, and give me a whole bunch of carbon as well. How are we doing on carbon? Still looks like we're not running out of carbon, because this is just pulling out of random places in the logistics network, so I assumed that at some point it would just start running out, but okay. Then what we need to do is, I think you could just do it pretty simply with gold. Obviously we'll probably need level 3 machines, but yeah. So we're just going to be making the gold plate, and then we can send that gold plate up to the mall using logistics robots. And Bob's your uncle. We'll make gold wire there, and then we'll make everything else there as well. I think we should be able to put together the blue circuit at the mall. Where are my buildings? Okay. You go there, and you go there, and you go there. Give me some gold, give me some gold, and that should be fine. Okay, so it's a nice temporary solution. We also need fiberglass boards, which we can probably make a station for right now. If we have a look at fiberglass boards. Okay. What does this take? Liquid resin and glass fiber. Glass fiber we know how to make. Glass fiber is required for only one thing. So it makes absolutely no sense to put glass fiber on a train, which is what I was thinking of doing. Excuse me, I got something weird in my mouth. Okay. So I think what we do is we take liquid resin over to the glass station we already have, and then we just make fiberglass boards. Right there. Yeah. Or do we want a separate station? Because this is kind of... I think we can do it here as well. Yeah, I mean, we've definitely got enough room. Part of me just wants to do it as a separate station. Yeah. Part of me just really wants to do it as a separate station. Okay. So I think we'll do it at a separate station. We're just flying out with the things at the moment. All right. So these, we did say we wanted to keep these for certain things like zinc plate and stuff like that. So I think what we're going to do is these three are going to be for titanium related products. No, titanium, gold, and cobalt in these three. Now over here, I don't think we needed any more for aluminium, although we might want a station later on. This is silver, which we've already got up here. So I think silver, we do need silver plates, but we might be able to squeeze that in as well. And then zinc, we definitely need zinc plates up here. So I kind of don't want to put it here either. I could start to go up there for the glass. But I think we said we were done with aluminium. Don't need much more, so I think we do it over here. Okay. Kind of everything's just sort of going a bit topsy-turvy, but we'll grab some more of this stuff. And then we'll grab a fluid train, unload. Give me some liquid resin, please. We definitely have that on a train, and then station load and fiberglass boards. So if we can make something in a proper station right now for blue circuits, then I think we just do it. Because yeah, these fiberglass boards are made in assembly machines. Okay, it produces 4 per second. 5 per second, alright. So let's get that done then. 1, 2, 3. Move that across by a couple. Move that across by one more. Okay, so we're going to have a single red belt coming out. And a single yellow belt coming in with the glass fibers. So this is shift long and shift long, power, power, and like so. So that is already 20 per second. So we just need one more. And another couple of power poles. I do love it when I see an assembler and it's like, oh yeah, we can actually make it really fast, because so many of the other processes are just like, nah, we're slow as crap, deal with it. So yes, this makes me very, very happy right now. Apparently that's not long enough. There's like one tile off being the correct length. Okay, liquid resin. Now I need 2.5, 7.5 of this glass fiber per second. We make... How do we make glass fiber? I'm definitely getting to asses this episode, but I'm just running through all this stuff. Ah, it's just molten glass in a strand casting machine. Okay. Molten glass in a strand casting machine. Alright, you do 1.5 per second. So we need 5 of these machines. Exactly 5. There we go. And we only actually need one side of the belt, so that makes it nice and easy. And give me a nice little pump. Alright, and then we need 150 of this stuff per second, and we might as well use the level 3s for this. 150 glass. That's only 3 of these machines. Which means we need 15 glass mixture per second. And how do we make the glass mixture again? Using a setup like this. So we need 15 glass mixture per second. So are there 30 machines here? No, there are more than 30. Well, it seems like we need 30, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy this build completely. And we can cut it down if we need to. Okay. Beautiful. Alright, so we need 30 of these. That's 40. So we're going to delete the top 10. Beautiful. Yeah, that is right. Yes, need 15. You guys are offset inserters already. Beautiful. So we need 30 of these coming in. So 15 per second. So we only need 5 of these, which means we can get rid of the top 3. And that means we only need 1 yellow belt, actually. So you can just go away. You're not required anymore. Hopefully there wasn't a train coming for this one. Doesn't look like it. Okay. And there we go. All right. So 1 yellow belt of this stuff ends up... oh, that's the wrong way. 1 yellow belt of this silicon ends up giving us 1 red belt of the fiberglass boards when you mix it with liquid resin. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, so you got power on that side. I don't think you've got power on that side. I have a feeling you don't. Okay, let's do that. So we could generate 2 of these boards, fiberglass boards. And it's not a bad idea, actually, because in the future, we're going to need it for this and that, but I'm going to worry about that later. This is just sort of a quick build that we're going to put together. We could, maybe we should put it together properly. Maybe we should. You know what? Let's do that then. Let's put this station back there. Just control Zing like my life depends upon it. There we go. Undo destruction of 23 entities. Alright. Okay. So now we just double everything. Actually, these are 0.5. Just double everything. Let's just keep it simple. You don't need to be there anymore. Okay, so that's, now we're up to 60. 60 times 0.5, so that is definitely putting out a full red belt, which means we need 5 of these. And so that's producing 300 per second, so we need 10 of these. Which means this one needs to be a near... Nope, wrong button. Near, 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 and near, and I haven't forgotten about the pipe. Alright, so that's a full 15 of these, which means that... Well, first of all, we need to do it like this, I think. Okay. No, we're going to do it up to like that. Get those pipes going, get that pipe going. Now, how much can we get? Beautiful. All right. Done. And then we can just Control C this entire station. And we got a very, very annoying little dog leg, but that is what it is. We could move the dog leg over a little bit and go under here. And I kind of want to, so I think that's what we're going to be doing. And we just got to do like that. Okay, fantastic. So theoretically, we still need to get power joined up. Beautiful. So yeah, theoretically, that should be 60 fiberglass boards per second. Okay. Now to make this one, superior circuit boards, we need another station exactly like this, actually. We haven't really figured out a good place for building all this stuff. Building these stations. I'm just going to put it over here, actually. I'm kind of going all over the place a little bit here, but yeah. Let's actually have a look. So this one, yeah, still ferric chloride. The board has changed. The copper is the same. Silver is the same. It's a 10-second craft time instead of a 5-second, but that's still fine. So yeah, I'm just going to put it here. And we're just going to have to change the stations real quick. So you are... No, okay, so that was a mistake. What we're going to do is we're going to do this like so, but we're not actually going to place the stations down, because if we place the stations down and then rename them, we're going to end up with the same mess we were in before, where it's doing dodgy stuff. How many different stations are we getting off here? Alright, we're getting 2 for the boards, apparently, and we're only using 1 of them. Alright, and I just realized we can't actually make this one yet, because we need silver plate, and we're not making silver plate yet. Okay. I kind of do want to make silver plate now, though. Yeah, how easy is it to make silver plate? We should make it separately. We did say something about making silver plate up here. Can we make silver rolls? Is the real question. Silver sheet coil, yep. Okay, let's just whack that down nice and quick. We've got a very nice lead roll set up over here. We can just copy and paste that up here. Giving the bots a lot to do today. So, station, unload, silver ingots. Give me some silver ingots, please. That's silicon, that's steel, that's platinum. Why is it I cannot find silver? Oh, there they are, silver ingots. Okay. And there we go. Station load, silver rolls. Silver sheet coils, I should say. I could join them with this one, but this one we've already got 4 stations. I could put another 4 in, try and squeeze it in, but whatever. I prefer to just do it nice and quick. Okay. And do that over there. Alright, silver sheet coils. Need bigger machines. These are strand casting machine 1s. That's not good. Might need to redo this a little bit. Strand casting machine 2s should be good enough. You are silver sheet coils. 0.75, so we need... That's 10. Horizontal and up like that. So that's a full yellow belt and it's taken in 600 per second. You probably need to be upgraded as well. Yep. Geez, these are very old induction furnaces. Okay. Molten silver, please. So, how much did we say we needed? 20 times 30 is 600. Okay. Let's just do that. So we're way overproducing. So this is designed for red belts, basically. And then what we do is we say put another 10 up there. And then horizontal, another 10. And then we get rid of everything else and say this can provide a full red belt of silver sheet coils if we decide to upgrade everything to red belts, which we're not going to do because that is insane. But anyway, there we go. Silver sheet coils is done, and now we can do this properly. Go away. And we're going to station unload fiberglass boards. Yep. Add fiberglass boards. We might as well get 2 stations because why the hell not? And then we're going to have silver sheet coils and copper. And we'll put copper in the same place. Copper sheet coils. Alright, beautiful. Beautiful. And then we've got our output station. Goes right here, and that is going to be superior circuit boards. And we also need fluid train unload of ferric chloride solution, which for some reason is over in this tab, even though you make it in a different tab. All right, so we got 3 trains here, almost as if I knew what I was doing. I totally didn't plan it like that, but Silver sheet coils. Probably don't need 3 trains for this, but whatever. Silver... no, that's silver wire coils. Silver sheet coils, please. Full cargo. Silver sheet coils. Empty cargo. Refuel and depot. Done. And of course they all go straight off to the depot because there is no silver sheet coils available, but that's fine. Okay, so you machines are all going to be silver plate. Yep. Getting that on there, getting that on there, and these guys all become blue. So, this is nice. This is very nice. Okay. Now we could theoretically build an actual processing unit station now. And then we just feed in the gold with logistics chests or something like that. But I'm really not sure I want to do that. To be honest, I'm really not sure. Yeah. I think I just want to build a bit of a janky build back at the mega base. It does mean... because we don't have... well, we would need to build integrated circuits, which means we need sulfuric acid. I did say at some point in the mega base I didn't want to put stuff in barrels, but I think maybe for the mega base it's fine that we just put some stuff in barrels. So we're going to start fluid train unload. I'm going to get some liquids over on this side, and we're going to start with acid, sulfuric acid. Trains with this. Stop. 3. Beautiful. Okay. And then we'll put a nice little barreling setup over here. Okay. Nice little barreling setup right inside the train station. Hopefully this is tileable. Doesn't look like it's tileable. Well, that's not great, because I want it to be tileable, so we're just going to have to move it up here. Okay. And we're going to have to move it over by 1. So you are going to be sulfur... barreling? Oh, yeah, of course, of course. We need this stupid building, don't we? Sulfuric acid. And it has to go into a canister, apparently. Well, that's a bit annoying. Don't think we have many of those canisters lying around. Oh, we do have a few, actually. Although they're not here. Where are they? Where did I leave those canisters? Did I really leave it? I left them all over here. Okay. Well, did I delete these? Let's just leave the setup here, but we'll remove those. The bots will all go and grab them out. In the old days before we had requester chests, we were just manually running around and popping these canisters into these chests to get all of the crystal slurry working. But now the bots can take care of all of it for us. Beautiful. Look at all these construction bots getting rid of all the trees, and yep, these guys are all getting nice and full again, and we're probably already up to 43k trees. So yeah, we'll do like one section, one by one, start getting rid of all the trees, clearing them up, and eventually we will prepare the entire base for concrete, and we'll get concrete down. But yeah, getting rid of the trees is the first step in doing that, but that's going to be a very long process. Which should happen before we actually complete the mega base. I have a feeling that at the point where we research everything, that'll be the point where we start doing concrete. Maybe a bit before, I'm not sure, but we have to be very careful with the concrete because we do not want to take the poor bots and make them unavailable for a very long time. Okay, so this is silver. We got ferric chloride already. We got a whole bunch of machines ready to go. We don't have any of these, so we need a few more trains for that. Okay. And I might not even get to acid this time, but we'll get to some acid. We're going to be doing a lot of... Okay, you got silicon, you got that. This one is predictably broken, because a lot of them are. I could just make this a single station and have it upload with red. Maybe I should have done that. It's okay. It's already got 6... They've both got a ton of silicon in them, so I don't really want to mess with that at the moment. Will a bot please come and... Because if I do that... I think it worked. It's got a delete request and then it's got a create request underneath it. So hopefully it will be fine. It's... I'm still seeing red construction bots everywhere. Really? Red? Maybe because these are the ones that have just been sitting out in the boondocks for a long time. So, you guys need power. Okay, I'm going to assume that's okay. What are we building over here? Silver. Got a bunch of silver ingots already. It's very nice. Yeah, just waiting for stuff to be built here. Those are the 2 new stations I built over there. Saving these for the ores. Okay, everything's just waiting for things to be built now. Cleaning these trains. Alright, let's get started on the acid. So this is hydrogen chloride gas. To get hydrochloric acid, we simply mix the gas with purified water and we get the acid. It is that simple. It is insane. So let's just do that. Got these stupid gold. What's going on with you? Why aren't you working yet? 200 and 200. Let's see if this gold process has started working yet. Okay, that may be a valid reason for it not working. Goddamn power poles. It's alright to swear if you're swearing about power poles. Alright. Let's put down a bunch of chemical furnaces. 8 should be enough. Hydrochloric acid. Let's space them out a little bit. And then on the other side we just have a simple line. Not one further down, please. Okay. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. These actually make quite a lot. 43.7, so... Nope, do not want to grab that belt as well. So yeah, so this should be plenty of this stuff. And we'll just whack it on a train and be good. So fluid train load. Could put it over here actually. Probably not a bad idea. Hydrochloric acid. Yes, we're making hydrochloric, not hydrofluoric here. It's best that we don't get too confused about this process because it is very, very, very confusing. It's a pain in the butt. Okay. Now, you guys need power. 43.7 times 8 is approximately 350-ish. We are clarifying a massive amount of purified water up here. But whatever. I'm not going to mess with that build because I'm just not going to. So you are 150. So I'm going to say 3 is going to be enough for this. Okay. Look at all these beautiful trees being marked for destruction. No, that's not what I meant to do. Do not hold down shift when you don't need to. There we go, that's better. Give me some power. 1 clarifier will be enough for this crap. And for the purified water. No. Yes. And one last thing before we forget. The magical water pump. Alright. That is hydrochloric acid. Done. Easy. And as I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, the main reason we're going to put all of these onto trains is because they are required for mining. For the infinite ores anyway. So, yeah. That will be a very, very good thing in the future. So, did we make some... We did make some silver trains. We needed the boards. We need board trains. These are going to take a while. Our robots are being used like crazy. And they're probably too busy to be upgraded right now, so they're probably stalled a bit on the upgrade procedure. Although our logistics robots, well, they're taking all the wood. I think the construction robots are still spitting it back in here. But I think the logistics robots are also taking some of the wood. Which would be a consistent thing, really, because there's always, like, we just deleted like 200,000 wood. So they are going to take a large percentage of that and put it in storage. And then as soon as we start needing some more green circuits, the logistics robots are going to be, hey, we need to move the wood over there. Just 30k is still a decent amount. We could upgrade it to like 40k. Theoretically, these guys can actually fit 50k. I'm pretty sure. Maybe we should just do that. 50,000. There we go. 50,000 and 50,000. So now there will be less of that moving wood into the storage chest because it won't fit in these guys. They'll take a ton of it directly there. Okay, beautiful. So I think we're good. We did the silver plate train already. Haven't yet done that train. That one's full. Don't care about this train. We could actually make that a passive provider. What we'll do is we'll do a little thing over here. Just for the purposes of making circuit boards and... yeah. Let's have a look at... what do we got going for gold? You're just waiting on an inserter. Okay. Please, just feel free to take your time. We're not in a rush or anything. Oh, bloody oath. Alright. So, we got... let's have a look at our list. Hack blue circuits are doing pretty good. Hydrochloric is done. We need hydrofluoric. We also need nitric acid. I wasn't going to do a nitric acid, but then I realized we needed it for mining rubite, so I think we're going to do it. So hydrofluoric and nitric. Oh, this is our stone destroying setup. What's your deal? Some of these water pumps are not working. But the rest are working, and look at that. Look at that. That is a fully flowing belt. That is beautiful. And you can see it definitely needs 2 clarifiers. One of them's running full speed and the other one's almost full speed. Okay. And the crushed stone issue has probably been solved. If we go down to here, That's still got 41k, but we are definitely running it down quite a bit. And crushed stone is still way over the top at the moment. It's at 27 by the looks of it, which is way over the top. But it's being processed. And slag and the crushed gemstones, or whatever the hell this is called, that's doing alright. Jivalite. Did we not upgrade this? I could have sworn I upgraded this to electric mining drills 3. I did. There we go. That's like 4 red belts. 4 full red belts coming out here. And we're still low on Jivalite? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you are trying to tell me? That we're this low on Jivalite with 4 red belts? I mean, we did double iron, so we are using 4 red belts purely for iron. So yeah, that's out. That's out. I mean, we could... Alright, we can do some simple things here. Let's... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get rid of this. And then let's put down an... where is it? Balancer book. Let's just put down a simple 8 to 8 balancer. And then we'll move that down to yellow. And then upgrade that to red. Okay. And then we can probably get another 2 belts out, I guess. I mean... I don't know, our Sapphirite is doing okay. But then again, the Sapphirite might be going downhill in a big way. Although the Sapphirite's probably not being used up as fast because it's... because Jivalite is causing the problem. Yeah, I think once we get to the infinite ores, what we're going to do is we're going to have some sort of setup where we have a mining drill going directly into a silo, and then we're going to have a train directly loading out of that silo. It's going to be... There's not going to be any belts whatsoever. Because belts, at that point, belts will just be ridiculous. You're going to need like 4 green belts for every single drill. So we just mine directly into a warehouse, have the trains come pick it up. And look a little bit janky. You won't be able to fit it into some setup like this, or maybe you will, but yeah. All right, we'll let the robots deal with that. Oh, look at all this beautiful wood coming in. Oh, look at all those beautiful blue bots coming in. That's fantastic. And look at this area. It's starting to clear up a little bit. Starting to look a lot more beautiful. Alright. I'm guessing, yeah, these 2 haven't really been made yet because the bots are busy doing other stuff. They've been mostly made, but seem to have trouble with belts at the moment. We should have no problem with belts. Like, we got 500 right here. They're all ready to go. This is all fully backed up. This is fully backed up. And this is fully backed up as well. I think I'm going to adjust this a little bit. So you are less than 2,000. So we get a bunch more belts in here. And then when we switch over to high level belts later on, we can reduce that number back down to 500. But for now, 2,000 belts is what we want. And we could probably start cutting this off. I think we're in a good position to cut this base off completely. I don't think it makes anything that we need anymore. And I think what we'll do is we'll cut this base off. And then what we'll do is we'll say, okay, if we don't have enough because it's only being built in a starter base and we cut the starter base off, then that's a signal for us to go to the mega base. Because even these janky builds that we made, we're just doing those in the mega base now. So yeah, let's cut these. What's the easiest way to cut these guys off? Is this steel? This is really steel. Steel is just so low. Okay. Let's... I don't want to rename these stations. Let's just get rid of that. Get rid of these little things. And that will basically just remove the requirement. So instead of this being 0 out of 1, it'll just become 0 out of 0 because S is the amount of stacks that we require. And if this becomes 0, then suddenly we don't require any stacks. And that should just shut down the base. Okay, beautiful. I've got too many things going on at the moment. Let's have a look at nitric acid. I'm sort of avoiding the hydrofluoric because that's a pain. Nitrogen dioxide, or sodium nitride and sulfuric acid. I think we did have a plan for this one. It was a very complicated plan. Nitrogen monoxide, nitrogen dioxide. Yeah, it all starts with sodium nitrate, which starts with nitric wastewater. Which I guess we could make from scratch using this, but I think nitric and hydrofluoric are going to be the two that potentially we can't just make from scratch. That we actually need the wastewater. Hydrochloric, absolutely we can make that from scratch, and sulfuric acid, we can make that from scratch very easily. So, is this... Yeah, this might as well be nitric. Might as well be nitric. Okay. So, we're going to start off by getting me some nitric wastewater. And that may be the only station we need. Input station anyway. And then over here, we'll do a fluid train load for nitric acid. And that means when we actually do like gold and titanium and stuff, that will be spitting out the nitric acid as a byproduct. But, I mean, here's the interesting thing. Like, these guys, they're like spitting out chloric wastewater. We may just start voiding, well, technically we're voiding most of it that we can. But yeah, this fluoric wastewater, I think we will start picking that up because that is going to be very useful. The hydrofluoric will be picking up the fluoric wastewater. Okay. So, nitric wastewater. Where is nitrate? Is this it? Sodium nitrate. That would be nice if you told me the recipe for making that. Nitrogen dioxide, sodium nitrate. Okay, it's made in a hydro plant. We have hydro plant 3s now, right? It's hard to tell because the construction bots are really busy. Yep, we got them. Hydro plant 3s. Beautiful. All right. So, let's grab a few of these. 2, 3. Line them up like so. Sodium nitrate, nitrate. And we've got purified water, which we can use a little bit later. And then we've got this crap, the mineralized water, which we absolutely will be just clarifying straight away because it's useless. Got so many upgraded buildings. I would not mind an upgraded clarifier that just did like over 300 per second, but That's fine. This one should be good enough. And we just stick that in a tank. Okay, and then this is going to be producing 2 per second. That's a pretty good place to start. Let's just put it on both sides of the belt, because we got the vertical space to put it on both sides of the belt, so we might as well. All right. Next step is could also do this. I mean, look. All right, here. So 5 to 40. So that's the ratio. This is 5 to 40, 40 to 100. Okay, that's huge. 5 to 20. So it's 5 to 40. Okay, so either we're using this recipe and getting 4 nitric acid and having to bring in sulfuric acid, or using this recipe and we're getting 110 nitric acid, and we don't have to bring in sulfuric acid. We just need a bit of purified water and a bit of oxygen. That seems like kind of a no-brainer. Okay, let's do that. We do need a bunch more crap, but... Okay, what ratio are we building all this stuff in? Because... Let's have a look. Nitric wastewater. Okay, let's have a bit of a look. So, where are we getting nitric wastewater? Not here. Not here. Not here. Only from this. And these guys are spitting out 25 per second. 60 times 25 is 15 times 100, it's about 1500 per second. Approximately. But that got spit out from the red process. And if we have a look at the red process, we need it for titanium and gold. So, yeah, let's say 1,000. Let's say 1,000 per second. Sounds like it could be doable. All right. So this is 200 per second. So we need 2 more of these. All right, that's a good amount. And then that's 200 of this crap. So we're going to need a second clarifier. Because these only do 160. Actually, I could move that up, couldn't I? Yep. Alrighty. You are not going to be able to... Oh, you do just stretch over that process. Alright. So that is 200... That's 1,000 per second, which means we got 10 of this nitric stuff per second. What's that recipe that we were looking at before? Is sodium nitrate chemical plant. Let's get out the chemical plant 3s. Why not? Up like this. Chemical plant 3s. Yeah, this one. There we go. Just put a straight pipe down the back, and you can be a bit of a janky inserter, but you will still get the job done. Okay, these are very fast. 6.87. And we're doing a total of 10, so we just need 2 of these. 6.87. And we need approximately, like, I'm going to say 200 compressed air, but that's probably way too much. But anyway, let's move that out a bit. We do have air filter 3s, which I like. Are you 75? Okay. So 150 should be enough. Yeah, 150 should definitely be enough. Okay, air filter 3 is beautiful. Finally got some speed. We don't need a million of these guys just sitting around at all times. Okay. So then we've got, you can go a long way away and you can go a very short way away. And now I'm getting confused about which one's which. All right, you're the nitrogen dioxide. So the monoxide is going all the way over there, and the dioxide is staying right here. So if we look at the dioxide, that's what we mix with the purified water to get the acid. Okay, so dioxide, yep, that's the one. That's the one. I'm not sure about this. Here's what we do. Actually, let's get rid of all these. You guys, V for me, please. Thank you very much. Move you over there. You guys get the underground treatment, and then we're just going to send a pipe all the way up the middle. All right. And look at that. Purified water already ready. That's about 140, and this is way more than that. All right, beautiful. And then we just need 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully 4 should be enough. Give me a pump. Use a nice new blue pump. No, do not want to join it to the pump over there, to the thing. And then 140, and then this one uses about 140 of that. We could make a 5th clarifier. It may not be a bad idea. Actually, let's do it right here. That's beautiful. All right, and then you are going to be if purified water, wherever that is greater than 24,000. All the way deep in Bob's Angels, and we're still using 25k storage tanks and 24k checks to void stuff, which I'm happy with. All right, purified water. There we go. And there is the nitric acid, which we'll just pipe along the bottom over here. And then that's nitrogen dioxide. What's the other process? Nitrogen dioxide. Okay. Oh, hold up a sec. Hold up a sec. Hold up a sec. So the nitrogen dioxide, we just did that. And then the nitrogen monoxide, I'm getting so lost here. And then the nitrogen monoxide gets mixed with oxygen to create nitrogen dioxide. Okay. Maybe we should reverse these then. Because it seems like... We'll get rid of that for a second. It seems like this is actually the secondary process. Like this. Okay, I'll put that over there. We'll find a way to get the purified water to it later. You are still good there. Okay, and then we need these guys to be vertical, and you are going to be doing that process. All right. And then, well, I'm confused. What did we just do? This chemical plant is confusing me because it needs to be destroyed. Vertical. Okay, that's better. All right. And then we just get that. We've already got that one going there. So you guys go up like that. And actually, let's have a look. So this is 27.5 and this is 137. Okay. So this one, so this is 55 to 55. And then this one produces 137. And this one produces 137. Okay. So what we actually need is you guys, the ones from over here, are actually going to go over to a third one up here and go under there, because both of these will feed one of these ones, excuse me, will feed. Okay. Everything's starting to get a little bit confusing. I want this one to go to here, but I also want this one to go to there, and that's not quite working. Alright, this is an oxygen pipe. Done. Let's move this mess over a fair bit. Give ourselves some more room. And you go like that, and then you go like that. Okay, that's a little bit cringy, but it works. Alright, so then all the nitric acid is coming out here, so we don't need that pipe anymore. We still need purified water to come out here. We can't mess with that because that's oxygen. So we need to move this down a bit. We need to move this over to here. And now we just hook that up and that's beautiful. Okay, I think we're starting to be in a good place here. Despite this crazy belt badness and the fact that the bots aren't placing anything anymore because they're too busy messing with trees. But yeah, we're back up to 65k, and I think we've filled up all of these all the way up to 50k. Are they? They're still not building. Okay, so destroying trees is a great idea, but it really does soak up the bot's time for a very long time. Haven't even got this placed, although it is being placed pretty soon. All right. Moving on. We need a few trains, don't we? Have they created trains yet? No, they haven't. This is awkward. Got a couple of trains created, but you know what? You don't need to be refueled anymore. You can go. Because there's currently a guy about to place a train there, so let's get him out of the way. I'm losing track of the trains we need. We definitely need fiberglass boards. Silver rolls, I think we did. Yeah, we need fiberglass boards, and then we also need some fluid trains for nitric wastewater and hydrofluoric wastewater. Okay. Alright, so we need a bunch of oxygen in here. This should be fine. All this mesh should be fine. We got the purified water in. We got the power poles ready to set up. Okay. And this power pole needs to move up there, and then we need oxygen. So that's about 170 oxygen per second. So if we have a look here, if you do this process, we're gonna need 3 of these guys. Okay, beautiful. What is my phone beeping me about? Okay, never mind. It's all good. It's all good. All right. So we're going to need 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Might as well just build them in a nice big line like that. And then oxygen and nitrogen. It's kind of ironic. We're making nitric acid here, but we don't need the nitrogen. We just need the oxygen. So there you go. It kind of... I'm not saying it's annoying, but it kind of flabbergasts me a little bit that there isn't a way to make the nitric acid using nitrogen. And if we have a look at this, like nitric acid, all right, nitrogen dioxide gas, nitrogen monoxide. I mean, look, you can make it using ammonia, and ammonia you do make from nitrogen, so it kind of does work, but yeah, nitrogen monoxide. So I guess there is a way to make it without using the wastewater. But you need the green metal catalyst, the ammonia, and the oxygen. I think we should be okay here. But potentially what we can do is we can expand this later on. It depends. If we wanted an absolutely 100% guaranteed never run out of nitric acid build, then that's what we'd have to do, because yeah, this one requires the wastewater. So we're gonna bank on the wastewater for a little while, and we're gonna see how it goes. And if we maybe when we make the mega base, the actual proper mega base, that's the point where we'll say, okay, I don't want to be relying on wastewater. Let's just dump every single bit of wastewater we see and chuck just make all of the different acids from scratch. All right. Well, theoretically, that's nitric acid done. Oh, it looks like the bots are starting to slow down a bit. Are we free of trees in this area? Looks like we are. Beautiful. Very nice. So the bots can start actually finishing off these builds, which it looks like they're doing. Get some plate. Get some fiberglass boards. Have you been making my trains yet? Kind of have. Alright, we'll start with this train. So you are going to be the fiberglass boards. Fiberglass. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And refuel and depot. 1, 2, 3. And then, was there another solid good we actually needed? I can't remember. Not for here, I feel like. Yeah, this one's already got good. This one's already got goods. We could make reinforced concrete really quick. That's definitely on our list. Oh, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Got the water going on down. It's beautiful. Should see some of this coming out any second. And of course, the key sections of pipe are just not there, which is annoying. But this should start working pretty soon. Again, key sections of pipe missing. I have a feeling there was another solid train that I wanted to make that I can't remember what we wanted it for. I really just can't remember. This is the new station we just made. This is crushed stone, which is fully working. Beautiful. And it's actually requesting a train and not getting it, which means we must be out of crushed stone. So that is... I love this train priority system. I really do. And we got some radar coverage over here, which is very nice. I'm not going to tap the construction bots again to do anything. I'm going to let them settle for a little bit. They've been doing enough. More than enough. But we've got the stations going. Let's do reinforced concrete. Where is that? Over here. All right, so station unload. Give me some steel. Where's my steel? There we go. Steel sheet coils done. I had to put it right where this power pole is, didn't I? Just had to do that. Okay. I'm going to make exactly the same amount of machines. Horizontal. Like so. Don't really need that power pole. You are going to be reinforced concrete brick. And technically it does need a third item. Here's what we actually can do. We can do this. Move that one closer. Yep. And now we're actually reusing the same other thing. Drop, please. Thank you very much. Control C. And then boom, boom, boom. And that's it. That's reinforced concrete. So that's what we can use the trains for. Oh, we only set up one train for concrete, so I guess we should only set up one for reinforced concrete, because it is definitely not a good that is going to be required for science, so happy just doing it there. You can go up to there, run all the way across and go up there, and then you just need a bit of an underground. Beautiful. So reinforced concrete requires stone brick done, steel done, concrete done. We're not building any more concrete, so we're kind of just, if we're using both of these up at a rapid rate, then they're not going to be as fast, but it is what it is. All right. So we already got concrete up here, so let's go ahead and get reinforced concrete done. Get rid of these bloody inserters. Control C. All right. Oh, that's beautiful. It appears to have kept the wire there, which is important. Okay. Let's grab one of these trains. You are going to be for... no, that's not going to work. Reinforced concrete. That's annoying. Reinforced. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Full, and then unload, empty. And I don't know, it feels kind of like I'm speed running this episode. It's very weird. But I do love playing Factorio. Let's have a look. Depot, 61 out of 77. That's not really great. We're starting to fill up on the depot, so we might need to put down another few of those sometime soon. I did have an idea once where I was going to make all these empty stations depots, but we could actually make all these depots. They're a bit out of the way, but we could make the bottom one a depot if we really wanted to. Okay, what are we doing? So they've had time to build all this. Need this. Of course, there are some clarifiers that are unpowered. There are some things that are unpowered. Okay, so we need a nitric wastewater train. And of course, I'm going to create 3 of them. But they are, of course, fluid trains. And I'm not going to create like mixed trains or anything like that. Like I thought about, oh, let's start making all new trains like blue, like the higher quality. But the problem is we got the C and the F circuit conditions in the network. And if we start mixing trains, then that's going to fall over. So pretty much every single train needs to be the same amount. And we can't upgrade these trains using any means that I know of except a mod. Like, we can't paste that down. We can't use an upgrade planner. It doesn't work. So, yeah, upgrading trains, you definitely need a mod to do that, which is annoying. Let's just get another, while we're here, let's get another solid train. I'm sure we'll need those at some point. We could actually just, you know what we could do? Just get rid of these 6 rail signals. These 6 straight rails. So that means that no other train will get in here, and we can just use these 6 forever for making new trains. And then there's still got the other 3 to do the refueling. Alright. So, nitric wastewater. Is it nitric or nitric? I really don't know. It's all over the place. Okay, so we've got sulfuric acid, it's been done forever. We've got hydrochloric, and we've got nitric. Nitric, notionally done, just waiting for a train to come in. So, God, our list of crap to do is getting very, very big. Hybrid catalyst we could do as well. We don't have the final building to mix them together, but we could do it. Hydrofluoric, all right, reinforced concrete bricks we've got. Let's double check the state of gold. It's not looking great. Oh, we got some delivered though. Geez, that took a sweet load of time to make. What have you been doing this whole time? What have you been doing this whole time? Did it really take like 20 minutes to put that power pole down? Or it's just an extremely slow process. You're 0.75 per second. These things, these leaching plants are dead slow. Alright. Well, we got 16 on the way, so we should see our first... I just realized that's not going to work. We need an actual power pole there. Alright, beautiful. Oh, that's why it's not working. It's already got 48 ingots just sitting in there. Okay, no wonder. Alright, well that'll give us some gold plate. And that's just a thing, so you can just ignore that. Yeah, let's see if those trains have been made yet. They're starting to get made. We got one made that we can use. Wastewater, nitric wastewater. Nitric. Wait a sec, that didn't work. Waste. I don't know why that didn't show up for that, but unload, empty, refuel, and depot. Alright, you are 1, you are 2. Come on, bots. Do me a solid here and figure out that other train. I do realize that this refueling stop where we're building trains is now the furthest thing away from the new mega mall that we could have asked for. So what I might actually do is I might start creating trains next to the mega mall, and we can just have a requester chest with some coal in it to fuel them up when they first get placed. Yeah, that might not actually be a bad idea. And we are creating trains in the mega mall. I'm pretty sure we are, so that should be fine. But yeah, come on, buddy, put that train down for me, will you? Well, you can send these guys off anyway. So it's going to load. It's going to load. And we've still got the memory in here, so as soon as this train shows up, we can paste it down, and Bob's your uncle. And yeah, maybe we just do that as a full pattern, like we bring in, for these new builds for titanium and gold, we bring in the acid, and then we send out the wastewater, and then we externalize all of the processing of that stuff. Yeah, I think we do that. It just may be simpler, and we should have enough room to do that. I think so. It depends how we go, because the thing is titanium. God, I'm waiting forever for this bloody train to be built. The thing is titanium does require three, what is it? 3 different ingredients. Yeah. So if we have 1 train input for each of those, then we're fine. If we have 2 train inputs for each of those, then suddenly we've got 6 trains going out and we've got God knows how much crushed stone. Although having said that, this process doesn't produce crushed stones or gems or anything like that. So that's not too bad. It's just going to be a very, very, very big base if we want to produce it at scale. Definitely a double station. I don't know if we can actually, if it'll need to be a triple station. I'm assuming not, but we should be okay. Because I mean, if you look at these, it's still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 free. So 4 of those will be taken up by the 2 new resources and these 2 new outputs. And then we got the acid and the wastewater. I never bothered to hook up. Actually, 2 of those that I said were free. Let's go over to this one because it's actually using it. So we got 1 station, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 4 of those will be taken up by the new resources if we do 2 belts per. That's not actually good. I don't know if we can fit that in. What we might have to do is we might just have to do 1 per. So 1 red belt in for each of the ores, 3 red belts out for the actual product. And that gives us plenty of space. It gives us tons of space. Okay. All right, off you go. Now, we'll just wait for some nitric wastewater. All the way over the other side of the map. I do recognize that. Maybe it should have been a bit closer. But then again, it's wastewater. It's fluids. Like, you don't... Unless you do something really stupid, like putting crude oil on a train or putting petroleum on a train, that's when you start to have problems with fluid train throughput. Which is why I avoid, like a plague, putting early fluids on a train. Like, this is not too bad, wastewater, because like it's 1,000 per second, right? Which means we need a train every 50 seconds. Easily doable. Easily doable to have a train every 50 seconds. And if we decide we need more, honestly, we may just make... Well, in the Mega Base, we'll probably just make it from scratch. Using the catalyst recipe and ammonia and all that other stuff. But anyway. Okay, so we do kind of need to do this. That would be helpful. Okay. There we go. So we got enough compressed air spitting out this stuff. This looks like it's working. It's got enough oxygen. Working at full speed. These ones starting to work. This one's working not fully, but it requires 137. And these guys are only spitting out about 55. So yeah, it's only going to work half time. These ones are going to work full time. Nitric acid starting to build up. Nice. Very nice. Not sure how fast it's actually building up, but about 150 per second. And if we have a look at the process for titanium, let's have a look. It's only the red stuff, so it is these 2. So to process a full red belt of rubite crystals, let's say a full red belt of rubite crystals, Says 30 per second. 30 per second of the rubite. 30 per second is 150. 150 nitric acid per second. That may be a problem because we need 150 for titanium and another 150 for gold. And we're currently producing 150 total. But you know what? It's fine. I mean, are we going to need to produce titanium and gold 100% of the time? Three full red belts of the ore for each of them 100% of the time? No, I don't think so. I shouldn't think so. Oh, got some fiberglass. Very nice. What the hell is going on with here? Silver. We should have gotten some silver by now. What are you guys even doing? Oh, okay. Okay, it's the dreaded pipe not working. Always happens. We've got plenty of molten silver. We've got a train station set up. Okay. So it's literally just the bloody pump. And we did check this already, and we found that it was working, and it's producing a lot of stuff. Looks like resin is a bit of a problem. Where are we making resin again? It's up here, isn't it? Yeah, we're making just enough resin for... what was it for? It was for this earlier product. This... Yeah, so we get, over here, we get 2 phenolic boards per 10 liquid resin, and we get 4 fiberglass boards per 40 liquid resin. Okay. So that's tanking us quite a bit. Resin is potentially something that we're going to want to fix. And we did, to be fair, we did make a pretty small build for resin. It's not huge. Like this is a big build right here for plastic. We made a big build. This is not a big build. We could easily double this. And we may need to double this. I'll keep that in the back of my mind. Yeah, probably right after we make yellow science, it'll be better resin build. Improve that by a bunch. Okay, well, anyway, don't know why I'm still in the middle of nowhere, but let's double check on the gold. There we go, 96 gold plates. Not a very big number, but titanium's doing a bit better, 1.9k. And we just need to make sure that we have the silver. And once we've got the silver, once we've got this placed, then we can start to make some hack blue circuits. And yeah, that should be fine. I think I'm going to focus on the hydrofluoric though. We really want to get hydrofluoric done. And I think I'll actually want to do it in one of these stations. Yeah. I don't think I want to... Because I want to kind of save these for more intermediate stuff. Not the acid. We don't want to put the acid up there. But this is looking pretty good. What's going wrong here? Something has gone terribly wrong. What happened to all these inserters? I just copied this directly off. What happened to all those inserters? I really don't know. Oh, the trees. All those bloody trees. Okay. That's better. Now we're just missing the silver, and we're just missing the silver. And we should have the silver any day now. Beautiful. And then I think we want to constrain this chest as well. Yep. We'll constrain it. Is that 3? That's only 2. We should probably upgrade that to be 3. Always make it at least 3 trains worth. so that you can have all 3 trains sitting in the station instead of in the depot. All right, beautiful. So, let's talk about hydrofluoric. And we'll, again, like nitric, we're just going to use the wastewater. Because, I mean, hydrogen fluoride, you can make that from acid gas, but that's a bit of a pain. And there was this huge, long chain of bullshit that we talked about with acid gas and lime. Somehow lime was in there. Which we might still have to do some of. But, yeah, fluorite we get from... We're going to get it from the fluoric wastewater. And in the mega base, we might make it from scratch, but we'd have to use this recipe, which requires ferrous powder, which requires lubricant, which requires these 3, which is not too bad, but it's a bit of a pain. It's a weird one. Like, fluorite ore is a bit of a weird one. So, not going to worry about that at the moment. Let's just get stuck into it. So, we're going to start off with pretty much the same thing right here. Get some tanks. I'll put it over here. Why not? And then we're going to have a station fluid train unload for wastewater. This time, fluoric wastewater. And we'll need a few trains. You know what? I'm going to build them up here. I'm going to start building them up here. Trains. Give me some trains. 3 and then... And while they're up here... And we'll try and make this my... Really? Okay, we'll do it like that. Do it like that. Oh, fill them up and give me a little bit of coal. And they got built really quickly. Okay, I like that. Fluoric wastewater. Okay. Waste. Full and unload empty and refuel and depot. That's not the right icon. That's definitely not the right icon. What am I doing? Fluoric wastewater. Oh, that's better. Okay, you get copied. Okay, beautiful. We'll wait a second. Well, they've got enough coal. They've got enough fuel. If they start running out of fuel, they'll just go to the regular refuel station. Right. There we go. And this... I think we double checked on this process before, but it's looking pretty good. That looks like 10 coming out, which is nice. Have to wait for the roboports. Did I not put a basic block here? I guess I didn't. Guess I missed the middle of some of these guys. Yeah. Should probably build up the rest of these blocks as well. How are construction robots doing? They're not doing a lot at the moment. They're fairly chill, to be honest. We'll let this radar have a little bit more time to scan the area, and then we'll start doing stuff. All right, get me rid of some trees. Alrighty. So this needs to be fluoric wastewater. You're gonna spit out fluorite, 2 per second. Okay, all of that looks pretty much the same. So that should be fine. And then we need to get through. So this is kind of the way we go through without using the sulfuric acid. So let's have a look at this. But the problem is this one is shit. Like, okay. So that's not great. That's not great. Let's go from the other direction. So, we've got fluorite ore. That's the only thing we can do with fluorite ore. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's the only thing we can do with fluorite ore. There's no other recipes that take it. So, we pretty much have to do this, which means we have to feed in sulfuric acid. So, hydrofluoric is just a pain. Is just a massive pain in the butt. And I don't like it. It's like the worst acid. So all right, let's get some sulfuric acid in here. Let's get, I think it was the liquefiers, a bunch of these. Hydrofluoric acid synthesis. Yep. All right, 7.5, 15. So that's enough. Thankfully, it's not producing much of this calcium sulfate, but I think we're just going to try and find a way to vent that. I still didn't put the station in the right place, but that's fine. Okay, and then you are slightly longer. I wish there was a keyboard shortcut to make it just a little bit longer, but apparently there's not. Okay. So that is the acid. Done. So then we pick up, and then we pick up. And then we're done. Alright. Station. Fluid train load. Let's put that over here. You are going to be my hydrofluoric acid. I never like saying fluoric. It always feels like a weird word to say. Okay. I probably shouldn't be putting all of these at the same vertical place. Anyway. And then this one is the water, the purified water that we're getting out, which I think we just vent. Just clarify, I don't think there's any reason to keep it around. And yeah, that should be enough to get rid of all of it. Okay, so we are producing 3 of this calcium sulfate per second. Sulfate. How do we destroy it? Okay. Okay, so alright, we do need a little bit of purified water. Okay, that's good to know. Let's put that over there. Let's get us a nice little water tank. And a nice little pump. Starting to use the level 2 pumps at the moment, which is a little bit nicer. And again, purified water is less than 24,000. All right, now we'll move that out of the way so we've got a little bit going on here. And what was that recipe? Another liquefier. Okay. Now, what are you doing? God, where's this recipe gone? No, that's the wrong one. This one. Okay, well, you take 3 per second. So we don't even need this belt. You do 1.5 and 1.5 and you take 3. Okay, so you are just like that. And you are just like that. And Bob's your uncle. Okay, spits out sulfur dioxide, which we could recycle into sulfuric acid? Maybe we should. Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard, is it? If we have a look, how do we make that again? I think it's a chemical plant, and yeah, sulfuric acid just goes up like that. Chuck all of that in there, and then this stuff just goes there. So that's extremely easy. And because this entire line is coming out of a train, it's never going to be full, so there's always room for it in there. And it's actually going to stop more sulfuric acid from being delivered if we don't need it. Okay. That leaves us with lime. What do we do with lime? Glass mixture. The problem is lime is not lime is not something that we put on a train network. It's just not. And I don't want to start using... I don't want to put it in like an active provider or anything like that. So I think what we're going to have to do is actually make lime a component on the train network. And then it's a bit janky, but I mean, if we have a look here, like we can turn it into cement and then turn it into concrete and void the concrete, but that requires a bit of slag and a bit of silicon powder. Nah, that's too painful. All right. That's, again, silicon powder. No. Alumina in silicon powder. No. That requires a whole bunch of crap. No. No. Technically, we could do... But even then, unburnt clay brick is not something we can void. Porous lime filter. That was the one we were looking at before. That doesn't really help us because it's not voiding anything. It's just creating limestone. The porous lime filter. That's something we looked at before. Okay, you know what? Let's get rid of that station. Let's have a look at this porous lime filter. So it takes a... Alright, so... Takes... So that takes lime, and it takes a filter frame, and it produces a porous lime filter. Porous lime filter, we throw in some water, and we get wastewater. And then used lime filter. Okay, so you know what? Technically that is a way of voiding the lime. So how do we use the porous lime filter again? In an air filter, apparently. Okay. Yeah. We just throw that up like that. Throw that in there. Give me a water pump. And how much of this is... We're going to do 1.5 per second. This one does 1.25. So I think we actually need 4 of these guys. I'm not too worried about the 1.5 versus 1.25. I think we'll just deal with that. Okay, you need to be a little bit further out. This will all go to clarifiers because, I mean, we put the sulfur dioxide back, but I'm not going to bother with the wastewater. Do we? It might actually make us net positive on the sulfuric acid, which would be nice. 7.5 per second. You know what? It's not going to take much. 7.5 per second. That's easily able to handle it. And then, what is it? Just a liquefier? I have a feeling it's a liquefier. It's not a liquefier. Chemical plant. What are you doing over here? It's not a chemical. How the hell do we convert the sulfur? It's done over here somewhere, isn't it? It is a liquefier. Why didn't I see that? Sulfur. Oh, sulfur dioxide gas. Okay. Okay. All right. So it is a liquefier, and we'll just take the liquefier, whack it right there. Sulfur dioxide gas needs a little bit of oxygen. Of course it does. Oxygen. And we're starting to go full spaghetti. But then again, I'm not sure how much of this is hydrofluoric acid we're creating, right? Okay, 137, and then I guarantee you, at the end of this episode, at least one of these machines will be unpowered, because that is just the way it goes. Right. Right. We could link this purified water in with this mess, but that's a little bit hard to do, so let's just clarify both of these. You can clarify that, you can clarify that. I like the way that clarify just fit in there, that's nice. Alright. So that takes care of all of the wastewater. Drop. Give you power pole. Alright. And then we just need a bunch of water up the top. And Bob's your uncle. Okay. And that's actually spitting out something else. Spits out something else. Pick up. Ah, that's spitting out the used lime filter. How do we get rid of the used lime filter? I forget. Used lime filter in a liquefier, which spits out acid gas. All right, give me a liquefier. Where is this recipe? Filter acid gas. Okay, we don't give a crap about the acid gas. All right. So theoretically, this entire process is a huge sink for lime. So we're going to actually do a request a chest here. Put that down there, put that up there. This request chest is going to be requesting a bunch of filter frames. Where are my filter frames? Bunch of empty filter frames. Just 50 should be enough. Technically 50 is still way too much, but that should be fine. Yeah, okay. Beautiful. Oh, we got some fluorite down here already. Just waiting on the power poles. You are just waiting on the sulfuric acid. Why are you waiting on the sulfuric acid? I thought we were drowning in sulfuric acid. What's happened? What's going on here? You do not have that much. Okay, I mean, these guys are using barely any, so that shouldn't be an impact. Seems like we're just tapping out sulfuric acid. How many places? We're not really using it in many places, are we? You know what? You guys are getting upgraded. You guys are getting upgraded. Because we got plenty of resources at the moment. We got sulfur is coming out pretty quickly here. So upgrade, upgrade. upgrade. Oh, there is no level 4 washing plant. I guess it just goes to level 3. Okay. Well, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we don't have any crippling purified water. Too much of it. Things going down. Well, anyway, that'll improve sulfuric acid a little bit. And I think we're done with hydrofluoric acid. I think so anyway. We can go ahead and get rid of that. We didn't really use we used the catalytic cracking of acid, but we didn't feed the acid back into the process. We're just going to vent it. We could feed acid back into making more hydrofluoric, but we're not going to do that because that idea kind of sucks. It doesn't suck, but it's just a bit painful. And we've already got enough pain with this station. Like we've taken the wastewater, we've taken other stuff, blah blah blah. A little bit of liming, it definitely goes a long way when you start doing all this wacky stuff. Okay, but anyway, just waiting on. Yeah, sulfuric acid, man. Who would have thought? Okay, you're heading to the load station. Are you going to be going over to our new station, or are you going to be going somewhere else? I mean, the only other place we really use sulfuric acid is for the temporary build for, not temporary, but the backup mineral catalyst build, because the proper mineral catalyst build makes its own sulfuric acid. It's actually a net exporter, although I don't think it does much. But yeah, this one, where are you going if you're not going to the new base? Looks like it is going. Where is it going? No, it's going straight over here. But this base sucks. Why is this base? This should have backed up by now. Maybe not. Why is this a high priority base? I guess it's high priority because we want to use up all the crushed stone. But at the same time, it's using up a lot of the sulfuric acid. Which I don't actually like because we're running out of sulfuric acid. So maybe we should make this a low priority base. So we stop using up so much sulfuric acid. Because, yeah, okay, you know what? I'm going to move these all the way down the other side, down to 10. Because we've got another way of getting rid of crushed stone anyway, so I don't care if this base backs up anymore. And we'll stop using up so much of this, so much of the coal, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Yeah, sulfuric acid. Turns out it is a problem after all. So these guys are low on the sulfur dioxide. Really starting to use this up. Need these guys upgraded because, I mean, sulfuric wastewater, we should always have plenty of that. Speaking of sulfuric wastewater, eagle-eyed viewers may remember that I never bothered to hook up the sulfuric wastewater at the last station. And it is 2 sets of sulfuric wastewater. No, shit. One of those is fluoric wastewater. Okay, well, let's set that up properly then. Fluid train load. So this one is sulfuric wastewater. And this one is fluoric. And we just never bothered to set them up. Well, that fluoric will be nice. And the sulfuric wastewater will be nice. And hopefully, if we've done this correctly, we've just sped up absolutely everything. You can be a near inserter. You can be a near inserter. Yeah, we just sped everything up. And as long as we've continued to get sulfuric wastewater in here, which we should have so much of it, it's not even funny. Yeah, 28. We got 28 stations providing sulfuric wastewater. So this station should really never run out. And this is not really dependent on anything else. We may start running low on oxygen, is the thing. But what we can do is upgrade you to blue, upgrade you to blue, and we may need another couple of these, so we'll just do that. And so far, purified water is still doing okay. Why are you red? Oh, I think I've turned them off with circuit behavior. Okay, interesting. But that's going to be pumping out a bunch more of this stuff. It's going to be pumping out a bunch more of this stuff. Hopefully that's enough oxygen. And this process, this is just for blue science, which is fine. We don't need to increase that all that much. All right. Yeah. So we're just waiting. I'm going to ship that up to 90 for the moment, so we can see this base in action, and then I'll move it down to 50 because hopefully it'll be... I do like how fast these stations are loading. Actually, that's taken a little while. Even with pump 2s, I don't think it works as fast when there's not as much in the system. But hopefully this one's going to the right place now. Yes, looks like it is. It's going to our new station. Beautiful. Double check nitric acid. Looks pretty damn full. And we've still got a bunch of nitric wastewater going in. Hydrochloric is 100% full. That's beautiful. What's going on here? You are iron, aren't you? Okay, apparently iron ore is not doing too good. I'm going to have to go back and check that in a second. But I'm going to wait and we're going to see this wonderful process start happening. Alright. There we go. There we go. We got some sulfur dioxide already being made. Purified water starting to go up. Greater than, please. Do not clarify it unless it's greater than. That's a bit of a mistake. I don't think I made that mistake at the other. No, this one's fine. But yeah, alright. There we go. Now we're starting to build up some purified water. We do have 50 of these on the go. That's nice. Get rid of that belt so we don't have a bunch of things just in the middle of nowhere. Alright. Okay. Let's just... Yeah, starting to see some sulfuric acid. I'm not sure if it's... I don't believe it's a net positive. This process with this wastewater and this sulfuric acid. I don't believe it's a net positive. So I believe we'll still need a bit of trains every now and then. Okay. And there we go. All good. Looks like the process is going over. Looks like we forgot to hook up power. Did I not say that we would have at least one clarifier without power hooked up? There we go. So this is 123, this is 90, and this is 75. So technically if these guys are running at full speed, this will not be enough, but I don't think they're going to be running at full speed. And this is 2 per second, and this takes 1.5. But this is 2 at 200, and we're not spitting out nearly 200, so that should be pretty low. This one will be pretty much full speed, but this one will be at a fraction, an absolute fraction, so it should still be fine. And it looks like we've got more than enough purified water coming in from all of these plants, so yeah, it should be fine. And okay, the result is hydrofluoric acid in the system, which is beautiful. Okay, let's double check some more things. We got silver plate. We got these coming out. Beautiful. So we're pretty much at the stage where we can start to make some temporary blue circuits. I feel like I'm just going to keep going in this episode. So, all right. Temporary blue circuits. Yeah, let's do it over here. Let's do it over here. So, and we need you, and we need you, and we need you, and we got sulfuric acid. So this one just needs it needs an unbarreler. I keep forgetting that Bob's Angels has its own special unbarreler. Okay. Request and then active provide. Unbarrel empty sulfuric acid canister. Okay, beautiful. Good thing about building near the Mega Mall is that everything gets built incredibly quickly. Okay. I'm going to need a little machine over here to make silicon carbide. Is that what it's called? Silicon wafer. Yep. Probably shouldn't need too much of it, but I'm happy with just having this here and just leaving it there because I'm sure some other recipes may need it later on. All right. So integrated electronics, silicon wafers, we've already got those. Now we just need gold wire. So, nope, gold wire. And that should be it. Copper wire we've got everywhere, and gold plate we've created in a system down the bottom. So those should still get filled out. These numbers are ridiculously low, so let's upgrade those a bit. 160, 120. Mainly for the blue ones, just so we're not just getting 2 at a time, because that's a bit ridiculous. But this machine will be extremely slow, so it is what it is. All right. That should be enough to get us going with some blue circuits. And if you remember correctly, the plan is to get blue circuits done with just to be able to make a few machines. Like we're going to need these guys for the advanced titanium sorting and the advanced gold sorting, which we want to use straight away. And we do have a bit of titanium already. And we're building more. So if we have a look over here, we've been building this for a while, so we're up to 2.1k. It is still very slow because the only way we're getting titanium ore is via this one leaching plant, which is very, very, very slow. It's probably producing like 1 every 10 seconds or something ridiculous like that. But we've done hydrofluoric. Hydrofluoric is done. I've already ticked it off. Okay. So hack blue circuits is done. Hybrid catalysts are close-ish. Well, they're not close-ish. I haven't started them yet, but basically it'll be a mineral catalyst build next to a hybrid catalyst build, and we'll just merge them down here and just chuck them together. So do I want to... I kind of want to keep playing. I've got the day off, and I might as well just keep playing and doing stuff, but we'll see how we go. We'll see. Eventually I will get hungry and I'll stop playing because I haven't had breakfast yet, but for now, the Factorio is keeping me going, so I don't really need food because I have the Factorio. How are our bots doing? Beautiful. We only got 23 construction robots and less than 1,000 logistics robots left. So the rest have all been upgraded to level 2. Okay. Well, all right, here's the thing. I'm definitely not going to start doing a titanium base this episode. That's just too much. That's a big project. And if I'm doing a big project, then I kind of need like a full episode to do it. So we're not doing another big project today. Hybrid Catalyst is not really a big project. It's just rearranging two little projects that we've already made in a slightly different way. So that one's fine. Yeah, Hybrid Catalyst. Not going to touch lithium. That'll be its own episode. These guys will be its own episode. All right, so I think we do Hybrid Catalyst, and then we'll probably call it. Now, I do also want to get... Do I want to get some new stations set up? I think we get the new station set up, and then after the bots have finished doing that, we'll get them doing some more trees. Speaking of trees... oh, that's off the map there. Can't quite place that one yet, but... So place that, and then... Oh, actually, I think I may have put that in the wrong place. Alright, let's just Control Z. And we don't want to undo that. I want to keep that one going. Alright, got some gold wire. Got some ICs being created and blue circuits being created. 6 so far, that's beautiful. Alright. Let's start placing these down again. So 1, 1. Yeah, we definitely cannot place the edge of it yet. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And we can't place that one yet. Well, we could, but it would be kind of dodgy. All right. Station. Boom, 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 boom. And I think this was probably the limit that will take the west side of the base out. Like, we've gone 3 out to the right. This would be 2 to the left. I don't know if we need to go any further than that. I think we'll probably just go up. So let's just start going up. Boom, 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 boom. And hopefully now that our bots are level 2, they're a lot better at putting down a lot more of these a lot faster. But we'll see. We will see. So yeah, let's get started on this, I guess. So I'm going to take this guy, this entire thing, and I don't think we'll put the crystal in there because I don't think we need to worry about the crystal output for this one. We've got enough crystal stuff going. Okay. So yeah, we can get rid of this. You are no input priority, and all right, beautiful. So that's a crystal catalyst. And then over here, we have a mineral catalyst. We need to grab all the way over there. And we're going to put that right next to this one. And again, we'll get rid of this malarkey because I'm not going to bother dealing with it. Okay. So that's one block done, and we'll do 3 more of those blocks. Actually, we could do a bunch more of those blocks. Did I miscalculate this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, or 5. 1, 2, 3, or 5. Okay. Yeah, because they do a weird amount coming out or something like that. So we need a coal guy as well. And we're going to run out of vertical space a little bit here because we still need to fit a bunch of buildings. So this is going to produce 8 per... So this is producing... Well, this is producing 12, and this one's also producing 12, but we had to use a high-level crystallizer to be able to support the green ones, but it's still only producing 12. So now we need the highest level crystallizer, which is why we made processing units and all that other crap. One of the reasons. And to make the hybrid catalysts. So we still need 2 of them. Okay, let's try and push this up as high as it can go. So you will go like this, and then we'll get a nice red underground. Like so. And we'll leave this power pole, but we'll do this. Okay. Done. You are long, you are long. And then shift in. There we go. That is going to be our build, and then we still need coal. So let's get the coal out nice and low. Just a little bit above this power pole. Seems like a good place for it. Okay. So we'll need to seed this with some sulfuric acid. And we'll need to seed this. But luckily, we have requester chests. So boom, boom. You are going to be filter frames of 50. And to be honest, I think we'll just leave that as 50. And then over here, again, we're going to need... was a good thing we set up that sulfuric acid barreling thing, because we're going to use them here. What am I doing? What am I doing? I am definitely losing the plot here. Sulfuric acid canister 10. And what I'll do is I'll set up a little signal to say only do this when sulfuric acid is less than 200. Okay. There we go. So we're not completely filling up like crazy. Okay, so theoretically, that is done. So we can... Do we want to be patient, or do we just want to copy and paste this entire mess 4 more times? I don't think there's much that we really need. Well, look, we're not going to be able to test it now anyway, because we need these advanced buildings right at the end, and we're not going to be able to get them. Well, we can actually get them now. 2, 3. Alright, give the bots something to do. Although they don't already have something to do, but there we go. That should be all taken care of. And again, we've got this stupid... Somehow, the belts always line up like that. They just always seem to do that. And please get rid of all those trees for me. Almost at the end. And that's the last one. Beautiful. And I mean, we could switch over to ceramic filters. I'm not going to worry about it. We'll do it when we do the proper mega base. Then we'll probably switch over to ceramic filters then, because they are pretty much infinite and they don't require coal anymore. But having said that, our coal is... How's our coal doing? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. We're not really running out. Fluoric wastewater went downhill like crazy. That's fine. Iron ingots, steel ingots are not too great. Yeah, Jivalite. Jivalite is still a major problem. It's an impressively major problem, actually. Crushed stone has fixed itself up. Iron ore is fallen over because of this. I'm surprised that iron ingots are actually doing this well. And what are you? You are silver. Why is silver so bad? But yeah, Jivalite. Like, we've upgraded all of these to electric mining drill 3s. Oh, we never went back and actually did this. I think what I want to do is we'll just... station... Do we just want to do another couple of Jivalite stations here? We're kind of getting into the point where we're just like... throw everything where we think it'll work. And hopefully it all works. It's... yeah, it's not great. It's not super great. Because the problem is, once we do this, the Saphirite will also be like, hey, I would like some more stations as well. I mean, it'll be fine for a while, but then it'll slowly start to back up. Or all of the cases will start to fall away, and yeah. There we go. That'll cover up that weird little gap. That'll help a Jivalite out, and then, yeah, at some point Saphirite will start to fall over. Okay. So, we need to start making some crystallizer 3s. Which we will... We've got reinforced concrete here, right? Apparently not. Apparently not. Why are you not running? Why is reinforced concrete not running? Is it a steel shortage? It's not a steel shortage. What's your deal? Steel. Okay. Alright, that's my bad. That is definitely my bad. I just completely blanked on that one. Oh, bloody oath. I'm too old for this shit. Okay. How much steel do you guys need? 0.75 times 20 is 15. So if we... It's a bit hard to squeeze it in here, but we'll just do a quick little... like so. And then these belts all need to be cleared off. So you undo some steel, doing it for 6. We definitely want to upgrade those to be 10. There's poles, and then... Okay. That should be that done. Once the bots get over here and clean up all that stuff, that should be fine. What are the bots? Oh, just doing belt related stuff over here for the new hybrid catalyst, and looks like all of the wood, the 38k we have left, is being slowly put into these chests, which is nice. So once we run out of wood in the logistics network, we'll go ahead and start peeling out another level, clearing out the trees, because this, it still looks like crap, but once we put concrete down, it'll look great, and you can't put concrete down when there are trees because that just looks terrible. Alright. Here, our bots are really busy. They're not doing anything in this area at the moment. All 6,067 of them are busy, and we've only got one construction robot left in the entire system. It's the last one that takes the longest. This guy's probably been working for like 10 million years in a row. Can we actually... I can't really highlight it and see where it is. That would be like a needle in a haystack, but anyway. Yeah, the bots are... I'm not sure if this will actually help. These two going in here, both going in there, are a little bit weird. I have a feeling what we should do is this. Get rid of that. And then you go like that and get rid of that. And that'll provide a little bit of a nicer throughput thing. Because you don't want those two going into the same one over here. It works a little bit better when you've got an 8x8 rather than the 4x8 we had before, which was shocking when you put two of them into the same splitter, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this is going to take a while to build. So, reinforced concrete bricks are done-ish. We've just done them again. So let's go ahead and let's make... It'll be over in the ore section, won't it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Ah, it's up here. Okay. Parameterize build over here. Done. We'll make this, and we'll also need a few other things. We might as well start making these, because we know we're definitely going to need them. But I don't know if we need any other purple buildings in the immediate future. We might be able to get away without any more purple buildings. Yeah, but... Okay, titanium pipes and titanium plates. So we got the plates already. The pipes will need a little bit of a build. And you are... Titanium gear wheels. Titanium pipes. Okay. So we'll make another dodgy little build over here for the pipes and the plates. And we're making a dodgy little build because... Eventually, we are going to need... we're going to have a proper build like this. We're going to have titanium coming off on a belt and being put pretty much into this exact same setup. But we actually need a proper titanium build before we can do that. So for now, we're just going to be popping these down. And... that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. So, are we kind of done with this stream? I feel like we are kind of done. I mean, if we have a look here, I mean, we've done so much. Titanium, gold, cobalt. So if we have a look at those. So to get titanium... we need the hybrid catalyst, which we've done. We need 3 different crystals, ore sorting facility 4, which we just created. We need leaching plant 1s, which we've already got. We don't need the leaching plant 2, sulfuric acid. Yeah, and then for all of these, we've got all the different acids that we need. So we just need to build it. We've got all the prerequisites. And... I think what we're going to do is we're just going to have one belt of each resource. It's going to be a red belt, but it's just going to be one. We're not going to do 2 because we would not be able to handle... Actually, no, step back, take a step back. What if we destroy the crushed stone on site? Okay, so imagine we destroy the crushed stone on site. So for titanium, we've got 22 stations available to us. 22 stations. So let's have a look at titanium for a second. White, red, and blue. That's 3 different types of wastewater and 3 different types of acids. So already that's a pain. We might still be able to do it. All right, so let's do a list. Let's do a list. Go to the end or go to the start. So let's have a look. 6 out, 6 or in, 6 for acid, waste, water. And we could shave this down a little bit if we converted the wastewater directly to acids. And then if we produce a little bit more, a little bit less, whatever. So we could reduce these if we really needed to. Okay. 2 crystal dust. We'll say 2 for the sake of it. Yeah. Okay. So that's not bad, actually. Maybe that's what we do. 6 out. We also need 1 hybrid catalyst. So that's 21. 21 stations. And we've got a limit of 22. Okay. I think that covers everything. Yeah, that covers everything. And we can reduce the acid and wastewater stations because, of course, we can say either we're producing enough wastewater to produce too much acid, in which case we offload a little bit of acid, or we've got more than enough acid from the wastewater that we've got. Therefore, we can spit out a little bit more wastewater in a station, or we can just vent it, or do whatever. And that will work for a lot of them. The problem is, I mean, look, for titanium, it's not too bad, but then crotinium is for titanium, it's not too bad. The problem is the yellow. Is it the yellow? Yeah, the yellow is the hydrofluoric. The yellow is the one where we cannot easily make the hydrofluoric acid without a sulfuric acid input. It's possible if we are actually going to take this acid, but it's a massive pain in the ass. And it's such a pain in the ass that I'd prefer to just ship out. So I think that's what we're going to try and do. We're just going to not do any local production of this stuff. And maybe crushed stone, we can have 1 station, 1 crushed stone station output. Well, here's the thing. Are we ever going to get to a point in the future? Because as soon as we started making catalysts for free, our crushed stone requirement became pretty much 0. So stone turns into a bunch of buildings and landfill. We don't need landfill because we were smart and we put no water on this map and we just use water fill whenever we need it. Concrete brick. We might need a little bit of that, but overall, stone brick, we don't need much of it. All right. Slag slurry, we've already talked about that. There's a different way to make it. Mineralized water. Used for a bunch of different stuff. Nothing that's really going to be tons of science. Calcium chloride is used for cobalt oxide, titanium ingots. Again, nothing that's going to break the bank if we decide to just destroy some crushed stone on site. I mean, if we have a look. Okay, so this station is it's still in business. Even at this point, it's still in business. But it looks like we have worked our way through a lot of the crushed stone. But even the fact that this is still in business means that we're still producing more than enough. So we just have 1 crushed stone station per tier 3 ore. And that should be enough. And then any crushed stone above that, we just vent. And I think that's good. I think that is definitely good. These guys are starting to fill up. Fluoric wastewater, not as much, but we've probably vented 1 million litres of it by now. And I don't actually have wastewater anywhere on this display. Oh, no, I do. I do. Yeah, fluoric wastewater. Do not have enough of that at the moment. But if our math is correct, reasonably correct, then we should have enough to produce the amount of acid that we need. And at the point where we start using, for example, on Givelite, we start using the hydrofluoric acid to actually mine it. At that point, I think we need to have hydrofluoric acid made from scratch. Which I think there was a way to do that. But yeah, okay. There's a bunch more Givelite coming out, and we could do that as well with the Saphirite. We probably will need to, but we'll see. We'll jump that bridge when we get to it. And here we're starting to look pretty good, actually. All right. Give me good news. Reinforced. Well, we haven't actually placed that belt again. So let's place that belt again. But that should be fine. Hello, what happened to you? You're out of concrete. Why are you out of concrete? How long has this one been turned off for? It's disturbing. Yeah, a lot of these time you just place down the solar panels and things just get unpowered because the solar panel blueprint just unpowers. It happened to aluminium as well, I'm pretty sure, and we caught that and fixed it, but apparently we just didn't catch this because there was such a backup of the slag that we didn't really need it to be working. But okay, so that should be reinforced bricks on the way any day now. Hello. Oh, they got moved over to the new buildings, of course. I was wondering where all my things went, but yeah, they went over here. Reinforced concrete bricks. Only thing it's missing, reinforced concrete bricks. All right. And I'm pretty sure that's the only building that we need to get the ore done. I don't think we're going to go for high-level titanium. If our build is correct, then we should be able to have 6 full belts of titanium coming out, which is fine. Chlorine is going to be fun, but chlorine is okay because what you do is you make chlorine using this recipe. We can make saline water for free now using a building. Sodium hydroxide we can convert into blah, 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 blah. There's a way of getting rid of sodium hydroxide. There is. We could also do this, but then we got sodium. I don't know how to get rid of sodium. But yeah, sodium hydroxide, you do this. Or you do the opposite of this. Where's the opposite recipe? You can turn sodium hydroxide into sodium hydroxide solution using a bit of purified water. There it is. And that's how you vent sodium hydroxide. We could also put it on a station, but we're not going to have any stations free. So, nuts to that. We got more than enough sodium hydroxide anyway. We'll see how we go. All right. So, yeah. Let's talk about next episode. What are we doing next episode? I mean, well, the obvious. Titanium, gold, and cobalt are going to be incredibly big. And they're going to go right here. So let's go ahead and start setting those stations up. A lot of nice T intersections for the second set of train stations. And Bob's your uncle. There we go. Fan-freaking-tastic. And you know what? I'm going to put some more solar on these 3 spots. just for the hell of it. Not that we need it because our power is absolutely brilliant. Like, this is a brilliant power graph right here. The sooner it cuts off and fills up the accumulators, the better. And it's still going pretty good. Yeah. How's brass? Brass is doing extremely well. Haven't had any problems with brass. Copper ingots. How are copper ingots doing? They're very healthy. They're very healthy. We did upgrade them all to red belts, but iron still broken. Iron ore still broken. Givelite still broken. How is Givelite still broken? Have the belts not gone through yet? Looks like they've gone through. All 6 of these are flowing. This one's not flowing 100%, but they're all flowing. Another couple of stations. Okay, so hopefully... And we got one waiting at the depot, so we don't need an extra bunch of trains yet. Okay, so hopefully that fixes itself up after a while. And... Come on, just need some reinforced concrete, but... There we go. Starting to see some of this stuff come out. That should give us plenty of concrete. Alright. And that will take its sweet time being produced, but we are producing it and the train is waiting for it. Just waiting, and our train depot 45. It's gone down to 45, so that's very nice. Alright. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done. We're just waiting for things to be built. A whole lot of things. And we're doing pretty good. We got some things in here already. We don't have any sulfuric acid. I was hoping for a little more canisters in here. But apparently they're not coming. I mean, we're not building any more canisters, so all 187 that we've got available. Let's just do 20. And let's trash unrequested. That'll free up a bunch. And then we'll go down here. Oh, there is some that have been pulled out by the looks of it. A little bit of sulfuric acid. Let's go ahead and make that an active provider so we can keep the process flowing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And while we're here, we might as well hook up all these guys into output train stations so we can basically just go from step 1. So we've got 4 stations over here. We're only going to have 2 stations over here because obviously we're combining the hybrid catalysts into one. And so this is 12 per second of each side, so it's going to provide a total of 12 per second here. And we just feed that across. And then this one is going to be interesting. You guys can just destroy it. 12, 24. And then what we're actually going to do is do that. And then you guys are going to go over like here. And you guys are going to go across like that. And that'll be our 30. And we're going to have to upgrade all of these to red belts at some point. But yeah. So you guys are all upgraded. You guys are all upgraded. And you need to be upgraded at that point. But for completeness sake, I think I'll just upgrade the entire belt. Okay. And there we go. I assume that this process is just not running because of lack of sulfuric acid. Okay, well that will take a very slow time to get up, but sooner or later it'll get up and then we can just change this to a active provider as well. Or we could just remove this and trash unrequested and the system will go all good again. But starting to see a little bit of stuff. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Very, very nice. We'll try and not waste too much time there. Well, that's beautiful. Got some lines that have both the mineral and the crystal. Looks like every line except this one has the mineral and the crystal. And this one is just a little bit slow on getting the sulfuric acid down. It's probably got... Oh, no, there's no crystal. All right, we got a... This will be one where every single water pump failed. Every single water pump failed. That's just terrible. Terrible, terrible news. Oh, man. It would be nice if whoever made the water fill mod fixed this, but it's not too bad. At least it's just like once that you have to fix it. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. It was 10. I just miscounted. 2... Because it never seems to happen with the seafloor pumps. But it seems to happen quite a lot with the water pumps. I really don't understand that. Okay. 2, 4, 5, 6. For some reason, I'm counting the rows as I go across. And the first time I counted 9, and then the second time I counted 8. And I really don't understand how that happened, but for now, should be all good. And then once we get some input stations, we'll be able to send the hybrid catalyst along as well. How much... What are all the construction bots doing at the moment? Building this other solar array. And then... Actually, I think we probably want to cap this off because it is using steel now. So I don't want it to be too over the top. Let's cap that off at 2. Technically, this one's using stone brick as well. But this one's already full, so there's really no point capping it off. Although you could save some stuff at the end, but whatever. It is fine. Glass. Glass. Why are you not? Because of resin. Because resin is too slow. Too slow. Resin isn't backed up at all, is it? It's not backed up, it's just slow. We could improve this a little bit. We could upgrade every single machine. Like these to a level 3, these to a level 3. It'll give it a bit of a boost. How do we upgrade it without upgrading the belts? Let's just try and do it without upgrading the belts and see how we go. So you guys all get upgraded. You guys all get upgraded. You guys all get upgraded. Hopefully I haven't accidentally done some belts at any point, because I don't think we need to worry about that. You guys all get upgraded. 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 Everybody gets an upgrade. And what the hell, I'll give you guys an upgrade as well. That shouldn't bring us into any sort of situation where we need an upgraded bunch of inserters, because these are all pretty slow already, so not going to make a difference. But that'll give us a bit of a speed boost, and might use a bit more coal, but that's fine. We got plenty of coal, and that'll give us, yeah, chemical plant 1s. You could be chemical plant 3s. Let's upgrade you guys again. And 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 I don't think there's any more upgrades that could be... Oh, we could upgrade them to purple. I don't want to do that. We don't even have purple available to us yet, so that would be a bit of a waste of an upgrade. I wonder what happens if you upgrade a red to a... I think if you upgrade a red to a blue, and then a blue to a purple, and you don't have any purple, it doesn't upgrade them to blue. It'll just say, well, you wanted purple, so I'm going to wait for purple now, and the blue never gets there. So it's like overriding the previous upgrade. Okay, well, I think that's kind of done then. Everything's kind of done. Everything's been done. Yeah, hydrochloric acid looking pretty good. Nitric acid looking pretty good. Hydrofluoric acid looking pretty shit because we don't have a lot of the fluoric acid wastewater, fluoric wastewater. If only we'd set up this build a lot earlier, we would have got a lot more of it, but... Yeah, chloric. We do have a little bit of fluoric here. And we do have a little bit more over here. But it's not a lot. It's the zinc, which we're not really using that much of, and... aluminium, which we will start to use a lot of soon. What's going on here? What's going on here? I don't like this. You're backed up. Oh, Givelite. Yeah, okay. Okay, Givelite is broken. Yes, we all know it's broken. I'm spitting out 6 red belts almost, but apparently that's still just not enough. What is going on? Do we need more trains for Givelite? Nope, don't need more trains. It's just slow. How is that possible? Six red belts being put into train stations and we're still that low on Givelite. How is that even possible? What is going on with this stupid resource? And it's just baffling, absolutely baffling that we're still having problems with this with 6 red belts. But I would like to start switching over to the infinite, but the problem is I don't want to switch over to the infinite until I've got rid of the rest of the ore. And getting rid of the rest of the ore requires these drills to be working at full speed and spitting it out. So this one should, I mean, it's 10 million, so it should get worn down eventually, but this will probably be one of the first ones that we start sending the hydrofluoric acid down and actually mining it directly. But mining productivity will help that out a lot. Mining productivity will really save our bacon, but the productivity requires yellow and then space science to go fully infinite. Alright, well, I think we're pretty much done for this episode. These are just waiting on reinforced concrete to finish off, but this one has got the green stuff now, so apparently all those pumps have started working. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, all the pumps are working. All of this stuff is backed up. It's all beautiful. We've got more than enough sulfuric acid, so eventually... I think these guys are just backed up. But... I don't know. I'm wondering if I should deactivate these yet. I'll probably leave them for a little while longer. They'll turn off by themselves after a while. But it's all good. So I think we'll leave it there. I don't think there's anything that we really need to double check or triple check or anything like that anymore. I'm kind of looking for an excuse to keep playing, but I think we have to finish off here. And because, yeah, we've done enough. Maybe I'll do another episode this afternoon. I don't know, but we'll see how we go. And for now, we've made a lot of progress with random stuff, and we can start to make, at a very limited basis, pretty much any purple stuff we want. We have a look down here. We got no gold, so gold is very slow, and titanium is being used up very quickly. So we can make the buildings we want, but we can't just make any titanium buildings. So next episode, though, we're going to make proper titanium ore. So stay tuned for that. I do hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.